Imagine waking to the screech of chainsaws shredding your backyard orchard, your kid's treehouse reduced to splinters, while your HOA president, a Karen in $200 yoga pants, smirks and claims it's community property. I'm Elena Torres, a 38-year-old single mom and paralegal in Crestview Pines, Colorado, and this is how I took down Vanessa Ness Caldwell's reign of terror after she tried to steal my home and destroy my family. When a bully picks a fight with a mom who knows the law, they're begging for a legal beatdown. What would you do if a Karen tried to bulldoze your life? Drop your revenge plans below and tell me where you're watching from. I've lived in Crestview Pines, a quiet Colorado mountain town nestled among lodgepole pines, for 6 years. My $320,000 cedar cabin bought after my divorce backs onto a peach orchard my late dad planted. His legacy, where my twins Mia and Mateo, 10, climb trees and build forts in their treehouse. The HOA's $180 monthly fees cover hiking trails and a clubhouse, but Crestview's changed. Once a haven for teachers, retirees like Mrs. Alma Ruiz, and families like the Patels, it's now overrun by wealthy newcomers erecting glass and steel monstrosities, their SUVs clogging our dirt roads. Enter Vanessa Ness Caldwell, 43, HOA president, a Pilates instructor with a bleach blonde bob, a smile sharper than a switchblade, and a $90,000 Range Rover that screams privilege. Ness sips kombucha like it's oxygen, wields a pink tape measure like a scepter, and finds anyone whose lawn doesn't match her mountain chic aesthetic. Think Pinterest boards on steroids. Last Sunday, I'm sipping coffee, the sweet scent of peaches drifting through my open window, when chainsaws roar like a horror flick. Outside, a crew's hacking my orchard, my dad's trees, their branches snapping like breaking bones, the twins' treehouse a pile of splinters. Ness stands there, clipboard in hand, $200 yoga pants gleaming under the mountain sun. "Elena," she coos, her voice dripping with fake sympathy. "This orchard's on HOA land per our new survey. It's blocking our $12 million luxury trail expansion." She slaps a $600 fine on my mailbox for unauthorized vegetation and threatens a lien if I don't comply by Friday. Mia and Mateo cling to me, Mateo's asthma inhaler shaking in his small hand, his wheeze cutting through the sawdust haze. Neighbors watch, Alma Ruiz, 72, clutching her gardening gloves, the Patel family frozen with coffee mugs, Mr. Chen, 80, leaning on his cane. The air smells of sap and betrayal, and my kids' tears hit harder than any fine. I grab my deed from a lockbox, its ink as clear as my rage. "This is my property, Ness, surveyed in 2019, she smirks, snapping her tape measure like a whip. "Your deed's outdated. Crestview Pines owns this now." That night, over tacos and the twins' worried whispers, I crack open the HOA's 60-page bylaws on my laptop. The screens glow sharp against the pine-scented air. My paralegal training, honed on divorce cases and property disputes, screams fraud. My dad's voice echoes, "When someone's stealing, follow the paper trail." That's where they fall. Monday, I'm at the El Paso County Recorder's office. The dusty smell of old files thick as fog. My friend Rosa, a clerk with a knack for sniffing out scams, pulls my records. My deed's ironclad, but Ness's survey is a fake, backdated 3 weeks with a notary seal from a woman who died in 2022. The bombshell: Colorado HOA law requires a 70% resident vote for land annexation. No vote ever happened. Rosa leans in, voice low. "Elena, Ness is tied to Pinnacle Development, her brother Derek's company. They're planning a $12 million luxury trail system, starting with your half-acre. They've targeted 4 other lots: Alma's garden, the Patel's yard, Chen's patio, and the Garcia's driveway. My orchard's the first domino in a $20 million land grab." Tuesday, I meet Samir Khan, a retired surveyor who smells of menthol and knows Colorado land law like I know court filings. Over diner pancakes, the greasy air heavy with coffee, he squints at Ness's survey. "This is garbage. Pinnacle's been paid $90,000 in trail planning fees. No bids, no board approval." He pulls county permits showing Ness's plan to seize 5 lots for her community upgrade. My orchard's just the opening act. Samir's eyes glint like steel. Derek, her brother, was fined for deed fraud in Denver, 2018. Slippery guy, never convicted. I'm not just fighting for my trees, I'm fighting a criminal dynasty. Ness escalates like a wildfire in July. Wednesday, a county inspector reeking of cheap cologne cites my orchard as a fire hazard based on her forged survey. He sees my deed, mumbles an apology, and bolts. Thursday, my law firm gets a call from an anonymous tipster claiming I'm unfit for paralegal work, threatening my $60,000 job. Friday, someone sprays herbicide on my peaches, the chemical stench triggering Mateo's asthma so badly he needs his nebulizer. Mia finds a note in the treehouse wreckage, leave or lose more. The cursive matches Ness's HOA letters, all swooping loops and malice. I install a $60 security camera, its red light blinking like a coyote's eyes. It catches Derek at 2 a.m., slashing my garden hose, his Range Rover's plates gleaming under the moonlight. Saturday, I'm done being prey. We're fighting. I tell the twins, their eyes fierce like their grandpa's when he faced down a shady contractor. I organize evidence, deed survey, footage into a color-coded binder, my paralegal precision razor sharp. I call Priya Patel, a local blogger whose exposés have toppled corrupt councilmen. Over chai at a cafe, the cardamom scent fueling her scribbling, Priya digs into Pinnacle's bank records. Ness is draining the HOA, she says, uncovering $180,000 funneled to Pinnacle as landscaping fees. Her grin is feral. This is bigger than your orchard, Elena. She's robbing 40 families for a $20 million payout Sunday. We strategize with Samir, Priya, and Alma at my kitchen table. The smell of peach preserves mixing with printer ink and determination. The HOA meeting's Tuesday, our chance to bury Ness. Samir drafts a demand letter citing Colorado's HOA transparency laws, demanding her resignation and $180,000 restitution. The twins, Mia and Mateo, suggest flyers to bypass Ness's meeting bans, their hands busy folding paper with purpose. Monday, we hit the streets, canvassing Crestview with the forged survey and bank records. Alma nearly spills her tea. She fined my roses $500 for non-compliant flora. The Patels reveal Ness threatened foreclosure over a $300 late fee for their son's medical bills. Mr. Chen, voice trembling, confesses Ness fined his patio $400 for unapproved tiles. The Garcias, a young couple, got hit with $600 for their cluttered driveway. A stroller. By dusk, 32 of 40 households pledged to attend, their anger hotter than a summer wildfire. Ness fights like a cornered bobcat. Monday night, someone cuts my power line, the electrical buzz fading to eerie silence, leaving us in the dark with Mateo's nebulizer unplugged. Tuesday morning, the twins' school gets a call claiming I'm neglectful, triggering a CPS visit that leaves Mia sobbing. My camera catches Derek dumping trash on my lawn, another note in Ness's cursive. Final warning. Priya traces $25,000 in HOA funds to a Denver PR firm spreading disruptive resident rumors online, accusing me of tanking property values. Alma finds a fake flyer on her door, Ness's handwriting claiming I'm suing to destroy Crestview. The Patels get a call threatening their restaurant's health inspection. Mr. Chen's social security check is delayed after an anonymous tip. It's war, and Ness is burning bridges faster than she burned my orchard. Monday evening, we expand our crew. Alma recruits her grandson, Leo, a law student who smells of Red Bull and knows Colorado property law. Ness is violating fiduciary duty, he says, laptop glowing with case law. She's liable for every stolen cent. We meet Rose's cousin, Marisol, a retired accountant who's tracked HOA fraud before. She pulls Crestview's financials, revealing $50,000 in consulting fees to a shell company tied to Derek. This is money laundering, Marisol says, her voice steady as granite. Our army grows, Samir, Priya, Alma, Leo, Marisol, and 32 households ready to storm the meeting. Tuesday morning, Ness goes nuclear. A fake eviction notice hits my door, claiming my cabin's non-compliant with HOA zoning. My firm gets another call, this time alleging I stole client funds, a lie meant to tank my career. The twins' soccer coach gets a tip that I'm unstable, benching them. My camera catches Ness herself, in her signature yoga pants, spray painting evict now on my fence at 4 a.m., her Range Rover idling. Priya's blog post about the $180,000 theft goes live, racking up 10,000 views by noon. Crestview fights back trends on X, with locals posting their own Ness horror stories. a $700 fine for a loud dog, $400 for a tacky mailbox. The community's rage is a wildfire, and Ness is the kindling. Tuesday's HOA meeting feels like a mountain showdown at high noon. The clubhouse is packed, 32 households filling the room with tension thick as pine sap. The air smells of cedar and stale coffee from a community pot. Ness glides in, yoga pants pristine, kombucha in hand, expecting to steamroll us. "Let's discuss our visionary trail system," she purrs, her voice smooth as ice. I stand, deed in hand like a loaded gun. "Point of order," I say, my paralegal voice cutting through her facade. "We're addressing fraud." Samir projects the forged survey, its discrepancies glowing like embers on the clubhouse screen. Priya unveils the $180,000 siphoned to pinnacle, each slide hitting like a rock slide. Alma stands, trembling with decades of grit. "You killed my roses for your brother's profits." The Patels demand a vote to oust Ness, their voices raw from months of threats. Mr. Chen, leaning on his cane, reads a list of his fines, his voice cracking. "You fined my patio while I was in chemo." Marisol presents the shell company's bank transfers, tying Ness to money laundering. Leo cites Colorado law, declaring her liable for restitution. The vote's 31-5 to remove Ness, 32-4 for $180,000 repayment. The room erupts louder than a thunderstorm. Ness's face matches her crimson lipstick, her kombucha bottle shaking. "This is defamation," she shrieks, slamming her clipboard. "You're a bunch of jealous nobodies." But the crowd's done with her lies. Priya's live blog hits 50K views. Number Crestview fights back, trending nationwide. Samir serves the demand letter as a sheriff's deputy. Tipped by Priya, steps through the door. "Vanessa Caldwell, you're under arrest for fraud, forgery, vandalism, and witness intimidation." Handcuffs click like mountain thunder as Ness is led out, screaming about resident conspiracies. The clubhouse shakes with cheers, the sound sweeter than peach blossoms in spring. The fallout's swift. Wednesday, Priya's blog sparks a federal probe. Ness's pre-filed $3 million insurance claim for trail damage from my hazardous orchard, submitted before any damage, nails her for fraud. My cameras catch Derek's crew rigging a gas leak on Alma's lot, their tools reeking of gasoline. Federal agents swarm Crestview, freezing Pinnacle's accounts. Marisol uncovers another $70,000 in HOA funds funneled to Derek's shell company, disguised as snow removal. Thursday, the twin school apologizes after tracing the CPS call to Ness's PR firm. By Friday, Derek's caught bribing a county inspector, adding corruption charges. Both Caldwells are arrested, their Range Rovers impounded. 6 months later, Crestview Pines is reborn. Ness pleads guilty, getting 20 years for fraud, conspiracy, and civil rights violations. Derek gets 15 for money laundering and vandalism. Their $2.5 million in seized assets fund restitution for 40 families. Alma's new HOA bans discriminatory fines, posts transparent budgets online, and requires resident votes for major projects. Priya's expose sparks the Crestview Pines Act, mandating HOA oversight across Colorado, saving thousands from future Karens. My orchard blooms again, the twins' treehouse rebuilt stronger, with Mateo's murals painted on its walls. The Elena Torres Scholarship, funded with $500,000 from lawsuit settlements, sends Mateo to art school and Mia to coding camp. Crestview's Justice Fair draws thousands yearly, with Priya's fraud workshops helping 30 communities fight corruption. Mr. Chen's patio shines, Alma's roses thrive, and the Patel's restaurant booms, free of Ness's threats. The mountain air smells of peaches, pine, and redemption. Ness thrived on fear, but neighbors united by truth burned brighter than her scams. Got an HOA nightmare? Share it below. Your story could ignite change. Subscribe to HOA Stories for more takedowns. Next week, the developer who tried to steal a town. It's brutal, and the justice is sweeter than a Colorado sunset.